What's up, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome back to Let's Mess with WWE 2K15 on the PS4, where I usually talk about what happened this week on Monday Night Raw. And I understand, obviously, I took a week off last week. I was way too fucking busy, but I had my predictions videos kind of discuss what had been going on with things in the WWE as it were. So, Monday Night Raw this week. Obviously, I'm going to start with the big, huge, humongous story, which is Taker Lesnar. And yes, the rumors were true. Taker is back at a non-WrestleMania event, which is, has not happened in a couple of years, which is interesting. But I guess I kind of got, the pull-apart brawl was fantastic. I'm pretty sure I hit... Yeah, alright. I reversed that. Bullhammer. The pull-apart brawl was fantastic. It was easily the best segment or segments, because it kind of bled over past the commercial break. Fuck, my difficulty's on Legend still. God damn it. So, it was fantastic, and that's all well and good. I thought the whole, "I'll kill you, you're gonna have to," was a great exchange. But here's my issue with it. I'm taking a walk here. Fuck off, Mark Henry. Taking a walk. The ref's not counting. There he is. That was weird. My issue, I keep, is that the first Taker Lesnar match was not a good match. And granted, apparently he got hurt in that match, but at the end of the day, Taker's still like 50. Do you think Taker's gonna take 15 suplexes in that match? No, he's too old. So that's kind of my issue, is that no matter how good the build is gonna be, you're still going to have Taker Lesnar at SummerSlam as a match. And I'm not going to SummerSlam, but that being on the card, plus the potential of having a Sting match on the card, and Sting's like 53. Now, granted, he hasn't shown up yet, but they're already advertising Sting for SummerSlam, so I think at this point it's just a matter of time. Now, granted, it might be in a 6-man tag match, and that's going to be Sting and Ambrose and Reigns, because they don't know what they're doing with Ambrose and Reigns right now, versus Wyatt and Harper and a third person that we don't know yet, because it won't be Rowan, because Rowan is out with a bicep injury for another 5 months. So how they handle that should be I'm curious, because why would Sting care about Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns? Anyway, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar was a great segment, and I didn't particularly care for the fact that Triple H and Steph were like, "Oh, this is a great marketing opportunity, blah blah blah, for our main event," and that stuff just came across as real hollow and kind of weird in a fourth wall way that shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't they have been concerned that Taker was back? But really, on a larger scale, my issue with Taker's return, and it's fine having him be back to work matches that are not Mania matches. That part is fine, right? But the part where he didn't even acknowledge the fact that he was at Mania this year. He was at Mania on the same card as Brock Lesnar this year, and there was zero interaction between either of them for anything. Just kind of gloss it over. The Bray Wyatt feud never happened. Didn't mention the Kane thing from last week at all, which we thought he would have. He was doing this weird Batman voice thing, and it was just not working for me. So there was that. And then, personally, I thought it would have been hilarious if he joined Kane on the Authority and was corporate Taker, and just let the gray hair happen and slick it back and be like middle manager Undertaker. That would have been really funny. But that's just me. Anyway, moving on. I am on one hand I am thrilled that we have a new Divas division that is taking over and can actually work competent matches. That part is fantastic. The part where they keep having to fight Brie Bella, not so much, because Brie Bella is terrible. Now, somebody tell me, are the Bellas faces or heels? Because they act like they want to get cheered, but they do heel shit all the damn time. Now, I understand that Vince says, oh, well, it's all shades of gray now. But having Brie Bella, who is, supposed to be a heel, and, Brimo, doing Daniel Bryan spots, which are face spots because it's Daniel fucking Bryan, makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Cesaro, obviously. Makes no sense. So, I don't know what they're doing with that, but the less you have Brie Bella doing matches, the better I feel about it, because she was just, flopping around in that triple threat at the pay-per-view. It was terrible. It was just real terrible. She would get in a move and then get hit and then leave, every, 2 or 3 minutes, which was let the girls who can actually work, because Brie is terrible. Now, granted, I'd rather see Brie than, say, Tamina, but that's not really saying much. The less matches from Tamina, the better, because as bad as Brie is, Tamina's been there for 6 years, and Tamina is objectively, she's worse than Rosa Mendez. She doesn't know how to take a bump. She's not good. Anyway, moving on from that stuff, as I said before, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt is still a thing, and we get more promos of him in that dark, spooky room looking for the cosmic key, or however the fuck it is that he's doing, with his anybody but you, blah blah blah, the same promo over and over again. I like Bray Wyatt as a character, but ever since he got squashed by Cena over and over again from his one win against Cena, and he went into that cycle of getting that one win and then not getting anything else, he's just been kind of on a loop. And it's just not, it's not working. They build him up for feuds, and build him, and he gets into the big match. He's the opposite of what they call Big Match John, where John Cena always, gets his shit in on the big match. He is the opposite. He does great every other time besides that. When he gets to the big match Bray, he flops every time and loses. So the only reason that we had a win from Reigns was due to a disqualification. But yeah, I don't know. It's I understand, they wanted to do something with Sting, and that's fine. But you knew that at Battleground, it was going to be either or. It was going to be either Taker returns or the Shield reformed, because otherwise, what the hell are they doing with Reigns and Ambrose? Anyway, moving on from that, I guess we got the biggest bullshit of the night, which is, guess what? John Cena might be back in the world title picture. Which is what? I was so happy when he spent all his time in the mid-card, not bothering people who were in the main event. That was a great couple of months, but guess what? It's over. I guess is the, do a fucking signature. I'm hitting it. There we go. Gut wrench. So it seems to me the question that we should have been asking, the question should never have been who is going to defeat John Cena for the U.S. title, because John Cena is never going to lose the U.S. title. He's going to go on to win the world title and then either unify or just, vacate the U.S. title, because who cares? But speaking of which, dear crowd in whatever city they were in on Monday, I can't remember, Why the fuck were you chanting USA at Seth Rollins? He's from Davenport. He is as USA as you get from the goddamn Midwest. What the fuck? It made more sense to chant USA in the main event because your heel team was Rusev from Bulgaria, Sheamus from Ireland, and Kevin Owens from Canada. Like, that made sense to chant your USA shit, even though one of your guys on your face team was from... he's Swiss. He's Cesaro. Anyway, never mind. So yeah, that's kind of it. I'm gonna wrap this up here as Del Rio looks awful mad. Overall, I thought Raw was all right. It had some good stuff in it. But had they really lost that much faith in Owens, where like he was in the main event, sure, but it was a 6-man tag. Like, where does he go after being defeated by John Cena once again? If John Cena is moving up to the main event scene to fight Rollins at SummerSlam, where does that leave Owens? Does anybody give a shit about Owens? How much of a bigger deal would it have been if Owens had tapped out Cena at the pay-per-view, which is what they should have done, and you guys can still do it, it can still happen. I understand that, Owens has a rematch with Finn Balor at the next NXT thing, so perhaps that's why they didn't want to put the US belt on him. Perhaps he's going back to NXT for a while, perhaps he's not a main roster guy yet. I don't fucking know what they're doing. I think a lot of the plans moving into SummerSlam are potentially interesting, and the card is potentially interesting, but some of the stuff that they're doing is just kind of I don't get it. So anyway, that's gonna do it for Let's Mess with 2K15 Universe Mode. Once again, and as always, I am your host, Attack Slug, and I will see you next time right here on this channel. I'm out.